A couple more thank yous to the people who contributed ideas to the You're So Nashville If issue of the Nashville Scene.
Some excellent ones contributed this year.
I would like to thank David Madeira, who says, You're so Nashville if you love people that come here from other countries, but hate people who come here from other states.
Oh, you're a refugee from Somalia?
Welcome. You're from California.
Go away. Get out of here.
This is the Woody and Jim Show podcast, a daily recap of everything you missed.
Every year, the Nashville Scene comes out with their issue, You're So Nashville If. And a lot of people will contribute ideas, and they post some of the best ones.
Yeah.
It's a way to make fun of ourselves as a city and what's going on. And we would just like to thank some of the people that gave some excellent contributions this year.
Yeah, they give credit where credit's due. I'd like to thank Allison Lund, who said, You're so Nashville if your church has the best cult documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Brentwood.
Yeah.
That hairdo!
Woo! She was terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to say thank you to Mike Dorr that said, you've survived floods, bombs, guns, tornadoes, and a literal plague, but not this housing market.
Ouch.
Sadly true.
Ouch.
It's rough out here.
Ricky?
I'd like to thank Patrick Voltz, who said, You're so Nashville if you regularly petition City Hall for the construction of a Joker building.
Yes.
To go with the Batman building.
Yes.
Actually, I am 1,000% behind that.
I figured you would be, Woody. That one was specifically picked for you.
I'd like to thank Ashley Haskins, who said, You're so Nashville if you think CMA Fest should be renamed January 6th, the musical.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's so harshly accurate.
Wow.
I would like to give a quick thank you to Trent Hanner, who said, you love the fact that there's still a Claire's at the mall at Green Hills, and that is directly underneath Gucci.
Something for everyone there.
Yep, it's a one-stop shop here.
I'd like to thank Susan Houston, who said, You're so Nashville if Soccer Moses is your small group leader.
Yeah.
Soccer Moses!
I would like to give a quick thank you to Daniel Ryan, who said, You're so Nashville if Ryan Tannehill isn't even in the top 20 men representing your state who let you down in 2021.
That's a good one.
He feels personally
That's
traumatized.
a great one.
That hurts.
Leave Ryan Tannehill alone.
It's not even the top 20 of men who hurt me.
I would like to thank somebody. I'd like to thank C. Gabriel for your So Nashville if you can't wait for the second season of Crazy Parents at Williamson County School Board meetings.
Yup.
Season 2 coming to you.
That was
first
amazing,
season was
yeah.
unhinged, man.
We made national news with that. That was big time.
Yeah.
Making our city
that
proud.
was a great show.
Trending. Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on 107.5 The River.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Zach.
There are a lot of people getting married right now, especially because after COVID, they had to postpone them. So there's a wedding every other day, I feel like.
I have so many.
Yeah. So a new survey came out of 2,000 wedding guests, and they reveal how they actually feel about wedding playlist. So the number one song that people love on a wedding playlist. Do you have any guesses on what the number one song is that people actually enjoy?
It's going to be a
Dancing
trash
to
song.
at the reception.
Yeah.
Wagon Wheel, Darius Rucker.
Okay.
I have no guesses. I just know it's going to be a terrible song.
It's actually not. It was a song that was released 46 years ago. This is number one at the top of the survey. ABBA, Dancing Queen.
All right. Yeah, it's very hard for people not to get all whipped up.
That's true.
That makes me so much happier. I thought it was going to be like what was that? Shot, 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 shot. Like a song like that. That's just like a terrible song, but when you're drunk, you don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
Pitbull's, Fireball or something.
Something like that. And I'm so happy to know that it's none of those.
Yeah, number 1 is ABBA from Dancing Queen. So if you're planning a wedding, make sure you tell your DJ to play Dancing Queen because people actually love it.
They
And
jump
if he
up
doesn't
out of
have
the
it, fire him.
Yeah, he's gone. Jim, what you got?
Well, it's another wedding story, and this is a fairy tale wedding. This is great. 2 people that are super nice. Nashville Predator Philip Forsberg married his fiancee, Erin Alvey, country music star, and they wed at her family's French castle.
Fancy.
Which, like, what?
I know.
Who grows up in a French castle?
Apparently, Erin does. But she said it was an absolute honor to, be on the steps that she played on as a little girl, and then on those same steps, marry her best friend.
Oh.
Cute.
Yeah.
They
That's
looked
cool.
beautiful, too. Her dress was... I have, like, goosebumps thinking about it because she looked so pretty.
We were gushing earlier about it. We've put the pictures from their wedding up on the Woody and Jim Show Instagram story, and Erin said, "Thank you so much."
Yeah.
So, yeah,
We've
check
made
it
it.
out. They're gorgeous. Really fantastic.
And Preds fans are super grateful that Forsberg is staying here.
He's
Yeah.
staying
Which is
home.
great.
That's
Yeah.
right. I bought a jersey, and now it's not useless. It has his name on it. Ricky, what you got?
Stranger Things fans have noticed that they have changed some of the scenes in earlier episodes. So they go so far back as the first season, the second episode. I don't know if you guys are going to remember this because it's a while back, but there's a moment where everybody's kind of like partying. They have like a little get together, and Jonathan Byers is like peeping into what they're doing and taking pictures of what his friends are doing down in like the area where they're actually
Oh, is
all
this like
getting
the
together.
pool party before Barb disappeared?
It's
Yeah,
it's something.
I remember
It's
that.
so in this moment, the original version, he's seen kind of zooming in on Nancy Wheeler and Steve having a very intimate moment together, and he continues to take pictures of Nancy as she's topless, which is really creepy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a
Super
peeping
creepy
Tom.
moment. Well, they've taken that part out.
Because
In the new way, he stops taking the pictures. And I know you're saying good because, I mean, that's just a really creepy thing and nobody should ever do that.
Right.
But everybody's upset about this because they're like, you're changing the narrative of the entire series. Because
Right.
the whole idea was to make him look creepy and weird. But now that he's dating Nancy, they want him to be more likable.
right.
Oh, yeah, I guess it makes sense.
They want our feelings to change about him, and if
Yeah.
you go back and watch it, you're going to go, hey, wait, he's a creeper.
Exactly. And on top of that, that's not the only thing that they've changed. They've changed a few things they've said due to like continuity reasons.
Right.
Which nobody's very happy about because they're like, everything's the way that it's supposed to be because that's how you made it. But things are changing.
Let it be.
See, that's an inspiration for the Tennessee educational system when the new governor is like, we don't like history. We're going to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll just
some of
teach you
these things
something
didn't happen. Just
That
not gonna
didn't
talk
happen.
about it.
It's not in the book anywhere. We burned the ones that it was in.
Yeah.
Now, you have a pretty cool story that happened in Bellevue.
Yeah, I actually saw this morning on Facebook where this woman posted in the Hip Bellevue group and said, hey, be kind, people. Sonic on Highway 70 in Bellevue currently only has 2 employees working today. One being my kid, who's 19 years old, opened up the store at 6 a.m. and has to close tonight. Almost 18 hours straight. They're both tired and exhausted. Please be patient and respectful.
I feel like that should be illegal. 18
To work
hours?
It's a long day.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean, I think there's ways you can get around it. You can't.
It's crazy to me.
You got to give them time off after or something.
Yeah.
I forget what exactly the rules are, but that's a rough,
That's a really long day, especially if you're doing
Yeah.
all the work yourself.
Yeah, there's only 2 employees. So the cool part is that I was scrolling through the comments because it was going kind of viral. It has like 1.8 thousand comments on it.
Yeah.
And so I was scrolling through the comments, and there were random people commenting that they were showing up at the Sonic on Highway 70 to give them lunch if they didn't have a lunch break. They brought them flowers. They brought them gift cards. They brought them all of the things to say,
that's awesome.
hey, thank you for doing this. I know it's a long day and it sucks, but I just want
Yeah.
to say thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
it is not unnoticed.
It could have
Yeah.
gone the other way. It could have gone like really ugly, where people were really mad
Right,
because
because they weren't getting their orders fast enough and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is normally how it goes.
Normally how it goes, but people were like showing up and like even closing off some of the bays so they weren't so busy.
Oh, right.
So they like people were volunteering to close off some of the bays so that they weren't completely slammed the entire day.
That's cool. They got some support. That's nice.
Yeah,
I
I
like
just thought it was
that.
really sweet that they saw it on Facebook and they were like, you know what, this 19-year-old girl and the coworker that's with her is like 17. So two teenagers are working their butts off. Let's go say thank you.
I hope they got a lot of tips.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope they're rich.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that, like, with tips and everything, they got, quadruple time and a half.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so there's just your daily reminder of if you are going somewhere today and everybody is short-staffed, have a little bit of patience and kindness and just be like, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
I
another
appreciate
reminder,
you.
Just be nice to people because you don't know what people are going through.
It
Have
will-
no idea.
Everybody's
it will
got
always
something they're
be
going
good.
through. Zach has got your first celebrity stuff.
The last year for Britney Spears has been very busy. First, she got her freedom, got out of the conservatorship, got married to her longtime boyfriend, Sam Asghari, and now new music is on the way.
Really?
Just what everybody wants.
Yeah.
She said she wasn't gonna, but here she is.
This makes me so excited. So it's been confirmed from the New York Post and TMZ about a new song from Britney Spears. Apparently, she recorded a version with Elton John of Tiny Dancer. Like,
I
this
love
is
it.
going to be her comeback, and it's going to be a duet with Elton John
I love this.
of Tiny Dancer.
Kind of like what he did with Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I guess she recorded she recorded her part of the duet last week, and we should be expecting the song next month.
I know.
I am so unwell.
This is going to be great. I can't wait to hear this. I don't know about you guys, but I always loved to have the illusion that they were all together when they were singing. Any two people do duets and stuff. And it's always like, no, I was in England and they were in Australia and we
Right.
did it a month apart. But I like to think of them like sharing a microphone.
Same. In my head, whenever I hear the duet, I'm like, oh yeah, they were definitely in the same room
Oh,
at the
yeah.
exact same time.
Reading
Yeah,
each
no
other's
kidding.
vibes. It was amazing.
Yeah. The other cool part about this is like a lot of people are like, oh my God, Britney, she's gonna release new music because she's thirsty for attention. This was Elton's idea. Literally, apparently, Elton John reached out to her and asked her to do this duet. So
Cool deal.
It was all Elton's idea, and we should be
great.
expecting this duet next month.
First thing I read this morning when we got into the studio made me visibly upset. I don't know why they decided to break this news on Taco Tuesday, but they are discontinuing the Choco Taco.
Which is crazy. I used to eat them all the time, but I
It's
haven't
like-
had one in at least like 4 years.
It's like they ripped away part of my childhood.
I was about to say, Woody, you sound really actually upset. But realistically, when is the last time you actually had one?
I was thinking about that. I think, not unlike Ricky, I believe I probably had one in the last decade, but
Oh, so you guys are just like everybody else in Nashville that like gets all sad
we
about
really
a
missed this
restaurant
thing that
that's
we
going to
never
close
patronized.
down. But
I
they
used to
haven't
eat one
been
once
there.
a week though. When I used to eat them all the time, I used to have one like once a week, and then I was like, "This is not so great for me. I should stop."
Perhaps
which is why I haven't had one in about 4
Everyone
years.
said that, and that's why they had to just discontinue.
We all collectively realized that Choco Tacos just weren't good for us anymore.
yeah.
I feel
Not
like
the
they're,
health food we thought it was.
they're going to pull a Taco Bell 100% when they got rid of the Mexican pizza just
then
to
they're
see
gonna-
how upset everybody got.
Wait for demand, then they'll bring it back.
Yeah, then they're going to be like, back for a limited time, limited edition. Here's the
I
Choco
could see that
Taco.
happening.
And I believe the Mexican pizza only came back for an hour, and then
And
they
then
were
they took it
sold
away
out.
again.
Yeah, then they sold out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want to do with the Choco Taco.
I know it's going to be gone, but I just felt like even though I haven't had one in a decade, I wanted to know it was there. It was
When
still
do they
there.
officially stop making them?
I guess now they've pulled the plug already. They've
Oh, it's too late?
released a statement saying that we like to vary up our menu to keep the best quality. Blah 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 blah.
So whatever is left out there is the last of the Choco Tacos.
A few months ago, they stopped selling the 4-pack in stores. You had to buy
which
the
was
individual
probably the
ones
sign.
at convenience stores.
Gotta go to eBay,
So yeah,
Facebook Marketplace.
I actually wonder how much
we
they're
have to buy it on
selling them
the, on the
for.
dark web.
I'll trade you for half a gallon of gas.
Yeah,
These 3 Choco Tacos.
I'll trade you some Crystal Pepsi for a Choco Taco. Right now, man against woman as we play Gender Wars.
It's time for men and women to answer questions for gender wars.
All right, getting things underway for the ladies in the audience. We have Caitlin in Springfield. Hey, Caitlin.
Good morning.
Good morning. You
Welcome
sound
to
so
the show.
pleasant. For the guys, we have Matt in Gallatin. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, let's do a get acquainted question, get you guys into the game here. Let's start with Caitlin. Caitlin, if you had your own talk show, who would your first guest be?
Fingers crossed if I could get her, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Well, in this scenario, you got her.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
cool.
There are no rules in our little scenario.
That's right. Matt, in your talk show, who would your first guest be?
Be Ryan Reynolds, just because I want to meet him.
Yes.
I know.
Make him come
Right?
topless and
Yes,
everybody
yes.
will watch.
And every time he talks to anybody in an interview, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, till I want to cry. He's so funny. All right, you each have a screw you can use. If you don't know the answer and you don't think your opponent knows it either, you can use the screw and make them answer your question.
All right, we start with a multiple choice question for you, Caitlin. In Lord of the Rings, was Frodo Baggins a hobbit, an elf, or a wizard?
Ooh, screw.
Using the screw up already. Matt, Frodo Baggins, hobbit, elf, or a wizard?
Hobbit.
Hobbit,
Yes, sir.
that's
That's correct. Ooh.
Okay.
Always a tough one when you use the screw early.
All right, Matt, you got another question, though. Did the classic 90s movie Clueless star Lindsay Lohan, Alicia Silverstone, or Kristen Bell?
Alicia Silverstone.
Yes,
sir.
it did.
Yeah.
All right, it is a huge lead now early. Matt has 2. Caitlin, you don't have any. You have to get this one
Right.
or else the game is over.
And without a safety net, your screw is gone. Caitlin, you're writing a Cub Cadet. What is that?
Writing it?
You're writing it.
Yes.
A poem.
Oh,
Oh, no.
right,
I had this
writing.
problem yesterday.
Writing with a
It's
D.
Riding it like a horse.
Not
Like
like
RIDING.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started
horse?
not to do poetry
Is
questions
it a
this
horse?
time.
No, it's
No.
not a horse.
No, it's a riding lawnmower. You were close.
Measured in horsepower, but not a horse.
All right. Sadly, it's over too quick. Matt, you are the winner. Congratulations. Kendrick Lamar is going to be performing at the Bridgestone Arena on Sunday night. We got your hookup for free tickets.
Huge.
615-737-9107. Call right now and win that.
Yeah, enjoy that. I think the last time he came through, he missed us and went to Atlanta. So he's right here. You should go see him.
For free.
My wife is trapped up north. She went to go visit.
Is she okay?
She went out to go visit relatives, and I don't know. She's sending me desperate texts because she is surrounded by elderly relatives.
Oh.
And apparently time has slowed down, and she's not sure if she's going to make it out alive.
Time is going in reverse.
Where they just want to sit and visit.
And visit. And sit in a room and visit. And my wife, who is naturally an introvert, she doesn't like... She likes to go to a quiet place and just recharge, and she's like not being allowed to do that because these elderly relatives are just like yep in her ear all the time.
We cannot have silence in our house.
So she texted me last night a desperate message that she said she wants to preface this by saying, like she always says, like, I love them, I love them all so much.
It's always when you start with, I love them,
But
Exactly. So she printed out a script of what she had endured during the day.
Oh, a transcript.
So
yeah.
she lists like elderly relative. We'll call her like Aunt Eunice. Okay.
Okay.
Very appropriate.
Aunt Eunice says to Jen, "Do you remember so-and-so? She was in the class ahead of me. She lived on, what's the name of that street? Ray, what's the name of the street?
God.
That man that lived in the greenhouse on the corner. Her daughter was in Charlene's class. She was really stocky." And then my wife says, "No, I don't remember her." To which Aunt Eunice says, "Well, she died."
Oh,
Oh, my God. We've all been there.
yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I texted back that she needs a medal for like sitting through these stories. And she says, it's okay. I'm getting through it. I suppose it's natural to live in the past, but do point out to me if I ever start to tell stories like this or talk at length about all my medications, procedures, and symptoms. I never want to do this to someone else.
I appreciate her self-awareness here.
It really is. I mean, it's great that she knows this, and hopefully that when she gets old and that she doesn't like forget this, and she's thinks it's normal to constantly just talk about your medications and people who are dead.
Well, it's your job to remind her. That way, when she starts doing that, you say, I don't want to hear any more of the story, Aunt Eunice.
Yeah, just call her Aunt Eunice.
I just show her this text. Exactly. You gave me this message back in 2022.
I've kept it in a safety deposit box ready to show you if I needed to. Tonight is the Mega Millions number drawing. So for everyone who said, okay, now it's worth it, it is worth it now. It's over $800 million now.
Oh, my God. You'll almost be as rich as Kylie Jenner.
I wish I could be a self-made billionaire like that.
Technically,
you bought the ticket, so I guess that makes you self-made.
You made it yourself. Mm-hmm. You exchanged currency for tickets.
Like literally, both of you won the lottery.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like you got gifted by like landing into like a famous family. You got gifted with these incredible genes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
And me just with a lucky dollar.
Yeah, right? You found a dollar under your seat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start wasting money on my private jet.
You guys, I have a question.
I'll fly from Murfreesboro to Nashville every day.
I would too.
Oh, yeah. You know what you do? Like, yeah, but you need to drive to the airport where your plane is.
Right.
And then, like, take that to what's the closest airport to work? I can name the airport.
Yeah.
So you'd have to circle the city, then land, and then drive again to work.
Yeah,
but
maybe I'll take my limousine to Smyrna and take the small airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's big enough, my
Smyrna,
giant jet. And then come and land it.
Y'all sound insane right now.
This literally
I
took
just
a
need
downward
you to
spiral.
know that. This sounds insane.
Well, I mean, what we're doing is comparing the Kylie Jenner's thing where she took her plane.
Oh, I had no idea, Jim.
I know. Well, I'm telling the audience just in case they don't follow it as much. Of course, we record and write down everything each other says, but she drove like a half hour out of the way to get to her plane to fly it for 17 minutes to something that was like a 35-minute drive.
Pretty much it would have taken the same amount of time if she just drove there, but it took actually longer because she had to drive to where the plane was and then take a short flight and then, destroy the ocean.
Yeah, but have you seen her charcuterie board on those planes? You can't eat a charcuterie board while you're flying. Of course she drove to go get on the private jet so she could eat her charcuterie. Duh.
Well, they only work at a certain altitude. You can't eat the food until it's like 10,000 feet.
If you've ever had brie at 40,000 feet, it's amazing.
Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on the river.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. It's long been a gripe of workers that all the smokers get to go out and have smoke breaks all the time. Just because they choose to smoke, they don't have to work as much. In Japan, they're actually working on a deal where if you don't smoke, that they will actually give you more vacation days to make up for it.
That's cool.
That's pretty fair.
Maybe an incentive to stop smoking, too.
I wonder how much that equals out to.
I don't know.
In vacation days.
Like an extra day a month, I would imagine, would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You get a special deal for pink lungs.
I felt the resentment. Where I've had jobs where you're like, man, I'm just doing my stuff, but they're out there smoking all the time.
Ricky, what you got?
So there's a couple in Oregon who have come up with a great way to help the environment. They've created shoes for babies that will melt away when you're done with them. So we fill landfills every year with so much clothes that we don't use. Yeah. Fast fashion is terrible for the environment.
Right.
And these specific shoes are supposed to last through 2 infants, but then they can melt away and you don't have to worry about them. You just put them into boiling water and they'll dissolve.
You boil them and they melt.
Yep, put them in boiling water and they'll melt away.
Wow, that's
don't have to worry about it. Yeah,
okay, but
especially
now
because babies grow so fast.
They do, but now I have questions. here in Nashville, when it's hot and it's raining, what if you're walking and your shoes just start melting? It's
They
basically
do not melt
boiling
that
water.
way, you lunatic.
Right, when it rains and then the sun comes out and it turns into steam.
It's basically
You're all
boiling here
nuts.
24/7.
You're all nuts. Your baby's feet will be fine in these shoes, trust me.
Just worry about the
I'd
rest
like
of you
to
melting.
I like to set them running around on concrete.
Jim, what you got?
So nobody was bigger, Walking Dead fans than Woody and I.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know it's still going? That they're still beating it to death?
I forget it's still on.
Yeah, I stopped watching a little
idea.
while after they killed off Glenn. But
Spoiler.
they did.
Spoiler.
10 years later. If you remember, one of the most popular characters and one of the reasons we love the show, Sheriff Rick Grimes, played by Andrew Lincoln, he left. And it
Under mysterious circumstances.
It wasn't very good after he left. And they said, we're going to make a movie with him. Well, they've scrapped that. And they've decided instead they're going to do a 6-story mini-series with him coming back and he and Michonne reunite in some kind of, war against the dead and ultimately a war against the living. That's actually in the tagline of this thing. So
Still not going to watch it.
I'm still, yeah.
Woody and Jim in the morning on 107.5 The River.
Actually, an update to a story we told you last week of a 25-year-old guy named Nick Bostic, who was a pizza delivery guy in Indiana. He was out delivering pizzas after midnight, and he noticed a house was on fire. He pulled over and was able to run into the house a couple of times and save 4 little children and an 18-year-old. He, of course, had terrible smoke inhalation and ended up in the hospital. They started a GoFundMe for him, and they've raised $550,000.
Good. He deserves it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I guess he's recovered enough in the hospital. He was able to actually conduct an interview about what he did.
He scared me, and the whole situation scared me. It was adrenaline. I hightailed my butt into the house through the back door, found Kaylani in the smoke, continued upstairs, collapsed at the top stairs, and then went to jump out the window, but her leg got wrapped up around the curtain. And so I finished up busting the window out after I got it unwrapped, and then we jumped out. I'm ready to go play some football. I'm ready to go drift. Whatever, let's go, baby.
That's so cute.
Yeah, really, it's busting through a window with the child and everything.
I mean, it sounds like this guy was cool under pressure.
No kidding.
He just got it done.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So well done. He's the one making us happy this morning with Woody and Jim on 107.5 The River. The annual You're So Nashville If issue of the Nashville Scene has come out.
It's the 34th year.
How about that?
Where people submit little jokes about Nashville. I think where Nashville doesn't take itself so seriously is where we poke fun at ourselves. And there's some really good ones. And, we thought there were some special ones that we would just like to thank the people that submitted them.
Rather than just reading them, we want to thank the people who actually contributed them to the Nashville Scene.
So I would like to write a thank you note, if I could. I would like to thank Stephen Jurgen for his comment when he said, "You're so Nashville if the only thing reliably collecting trash in this town are the pedal taverns."
Ooh.
Dang.
Ooh. And that's the T.
That's harsh, but accurate.
And truthful. Anybody else have a thank you out there for anybody that contributed to the issue?
Sure. I would like to say thank you to Allison Lund, who said, "You're so Nashville if it's easier to move a stadium 100 yards than it is a football."
Oh.
Burn.
Ouch.
That is so accurate.
Ricky, anyone you want to thank?
Sure. I'd like to thank Leslie Hales. She said, "You're so Nashville if you go to your allergist more than your therapist."
Accurate.
That is the probably most profitable industry in town.
Absolutely.
No kidding. I would like to thank Bob Ward. This one kind of hit close to home. He says, "You're so Nashville if your bumper sticker says buy local, but your front porch says Amazon.
Did they write that about you, Woody?
I know. She's been spying on my Ring camera.
You went by your house.
Thanks for listening to and recommending the Woody and Jim Show podcast. Listen to Woody and Jim in real time every weekday morning on 107.5 The River, Nashville, or live on the iHeartRadio app.